thank you to Eagle, NextCycle, Michigan, and RSS for accepting Scrap Soils into Flows. I'm Ricky Blanding, Executive Director of Scrap Soils, a nonprofit startup dedicated to diverting food waste through composting for a more sustainable Detroit. Here are my grandparents, Richard and Audrey Blanding. In remembrance of their influence over my lives, I started gardening. In efforts to build better soil, I discovered composting and the issues around food waste. With my co-founders, a lot of passion, and no startup capital, we started Scrap Soils. Can you believe that over 580 million pounds of food waste is landfilled in Detroit each year? While working at the Whitney and Pewabic Pottery, I was shocked to see just how much waste I was able to collect on a daily basis that otherwise would have went straight into the landfill. Currently, there's no municipal composting and few local composting solutions for Detroit. Scrap Soils is here to fill the void. Our service will collect pre- and post-consumer waste weekly in Districts 1 and 5. Working with farms and operations with capacity to process this waste, we are able to place our service around the city, encouraging residents to compost with us and for themselves. And this is who we are. My co-founders and I have skills ranging from building composting organizations in Chicago to venture-backed sustainable brands. Along with our board of advisors and partners, we have what it takes to make Scrap Soils a reality. Our pilot program allowed us to divert over 11,000 pounds of food waste from over 32 members, and we did all of this with zero startup cost. We discovered that over 72% of these members would rejoin our service. In addition, we have interest from over 5 local restaurants. And composting is actually a growing market. In fact, the compound annual growth rate for our residential composting alone are over 8.6%. At a cost of $20 a month and with a 5% market penetration rate, we expect to hit a sum of $60,000. Our business model is centered around affordably recovering food waste via our pickup service. Growing at 25 members with 1 event pickup and 2 educational events per month, we will impact the collective mindset around composting. In addition, cross-marketing, volunteer events, and donating compost will give the community equal access to relationship building across socioeconomic divides. And here's how we're going to do it. The West Village Neighborhood Association and Keep Growing Detroit are in support of Scrap Soils. We're in contact with members of the press and aim to take advantage of news publications, PR, and signage to market our presence. Door to door, we will connect with the members of our radius. We will stay connected to potential members by hosting events at Easter Market. In year 1, we plan to divert over 63,000 pounds of food waste with a membership base of 275 subscribers, resulting in $60,000 of revenue. Scrap Soils is positioned in low-income areas that don't have readily easy access to this kind of service or its benefits. We prioritize partnerships with farms and organizations with capacity to process this waste, thereby creating a closed-loop decentralized food waste solution. This means more contact with underserved communities in ways that are truly close to home and family. Our main operation is residential food waste collection of both pre- and post-consumer waste because individual impact is essential for making cultural change over time. Our low residential service costs will be supplemented by higher-paying commercial members. In addition, education events will bring deeper connections, bridging divisive gaps and making Scrap Soils an activity that helps more than just the environment. We're already partnered with prominent local organizations to facilitate this engagement. We're looking for $80,000 in grant startup capital. Our service will be self-sustaining after breaking even in year 3, and we've planned to offer additional services to achieve greater profitability after our break even. So, $80,000. This is what we're asking to fund staff, buy a vehicle, and market our service. We have received grants from both Americana and Eagle Micros. After receiving PR recognition from Fox 2, Detroit News, Edible Wow, and Detroit Historical Society, we have connections to advance our initiatives and meet our growth goals. It's not enough to recover the waste. We must help people care about making the waste in the first place while teaching them the skills to compost for themselves. And so I ask you, do you do what's done for you or what you're brought up to do yourself? Thank you.